I did it. I did it. We did it. We hit 500 subs on YouTube. I want to talk to you guys about what I learned hitting 500 subs on YouTube. But I want to give you 5 tips on how you can also start your own YouTube channel and hit 500 subs. So tip number 1, start creating. That's right. It's a mind-blowing tip. I feel like at first, sometimes people tell you like, have a plan of what you want to do, figure out what niche you want to go into and stuff like that. But honestly, I feel like you should just start creating content. You don't know what kind of content you're gonna like creating. You don't know how you're gonna wanna record it. There's so many different styles of people that create YouTube videos. My friend Jayhawk does a lot of like head-on talking, kind of B-roll-y style portions of it. I have a few other friends like Big Rob and also Deadly Dill who do like very just like raw, almost like from streaming and stuff like that, which is really cool. I watch people like Andre Vidoza, who actually does this very beautiful B-roll-y cinematic shooting the entire time, which is also an amazing way to do it. And you're never gonna find out which way suits you and your content best unless you just start doing it. So I know that it's scary and learning how to edit and where to get the programs and stuff like that, but just start is the best advice I can give you. For the first tip is just start. Might talk a little bit more about this later in the video, but I'll leave 2 resources down below. Number 1 is gonna be a how to get faster at editing and how to learn to edit. My friend Franco shared this with me, but Matthew Paquette, who used to be Matty Hapoya's editor, actually made a video on, if you're a gamer, how to get shortcuts set up for gaming and stuff like that. And I use those shortcuts to this day. Believe me, it took me a while. I literally had to like write down in Notion how to what these shortcuts were, and I like forced myself to learn them. I got so much faster at editing because of it. So that, and also DaVinci Resolve. If you guys don't have the money to afford Adobe Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve is a great program to learn to use, and it's very robust as well, and it's absolutely free. And we love free, so. Look at how messy this is. Like, how do I let this happen every time? I even have tissues, my freaking garbage can. Does anyone else let their room get this messy? All right, I gotta start picking some of this stuff up. Also, a huge shout out to Advance for sending me this. By the time you guys see this, it should still be there, but this is the Valentine's Day collection. This is a very soft blanket, and honestly, it's actually really warm. So if you guys wanna go to their website and check that out, link in the description. Also use code BPala to save yourself the money and support a homie. Appreciate it. All right, now that I've mostly got this place cleaned up, except for I still got my coffee, of course. Tip number 2 on how to get to 500 subs on YouTube. Try new things and figure out your niche as you go. It's really hard to just get started, and I know some people give the advice of like, have a plan and attack it, which I agree. Planning and strategizing and having goals is amazing. It's a great way to go about it. But what I find is that I overanalyze stuff and I just don't do it, right? Like I overanalyze what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, and then I just don't end up doing it. And again, if you look at my YouTube videos from the very first one I put out to what I do now, it's very different, right? Now, there's still some like an underline of stuff that's on there that I do. Like I do like the, open dialogue vlogs. It's changed over time. Like I evolved what I used to do. Like I used to put gaming content on my channel, like long form. Now I only do short form content on here. Don't be afraid to just start, and then also figure out your niche as you go. Get an idea of like what you want to start out with, right? Like the very first thing I started out with was an open dialogue of like my content creation journey, how I was going through it, the ups and the downs of it, because I wanted to be open about it, which I still do to this day. It was that and like some other advice videos and stuff. And I kind of stepped away from the advice videos because I realized that at least searchable wise, it wasn't too searchable. Point is if you want to do video reviews, if you want to do makeup tutorials, if you want to do vlogs, if you want to do explore with me and just go to like local like coffee shops and check them out and then give people your feedback on it, like just start doing that stuff and then you'll figure it out as you go. Sorry, I thought I blew a booger and I had like a booger hanging down from my nose. It's basically taken me 2 years to get to a point where I know how I want to record my videos, right? What style I want to shoot them in, the B-roll and stuff, the way that I want to line them up. And it took me a while to do this. Huge shout out to Pipeline and also Mark, who was their content manager at one point. They really helped me out with kind of pushing me to like get that structure. Try what you want and then figure out your niche as you go and stuff like that, and just take time to analyze your business as you're going. Number 3, draw inspiration from other creators. I've learned different shooting styles and different recording styles, editing styles, and things like that from watching other creators. And I've taken some of that, like a little bit from everyone. Like a lot of people that influence me, like as how I create my content, is gonna be like Andre Vidoza, Jayhawk, Big Rob, Deadly Dill, Big E is another one. Who else? Peter McKinnon, obviously a huge one. Matty Hapoya. Like, there's so many inspirations I have that create content. Franco, my buddy Franco, like awesome, another great content creator. Like all these people like inspire me on how they do it, and they all shoot in different ways, and I appreciate it a lot. It's not just inspiring you, right? Like it motivates me to want to create content, but I'm learning how to create content as well at the same time. Like when I'm watching content and watching a stream, I'm learning at the same time too. I'm like, how are they doing this? How are they interact with their chat? That kind of stuff. Take time to branch out, and it doesn't have to be the same thing. Make sure you're taking the time to learn from other creators by watching what they create, how they create it, and kind of implementing a little bit of, you know, everyone that you see into your own content to where you create your own method and style that you create content. It's how I wake up and how I get my creative juices flowing is by watching other people create. On top of that too, I'm going to be releasing a video on a life of a creator, which is going to be very different than what I normally make as far as the shooting style, but that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is know the difference between motivation and unneeded stress. We talk about setting goals and setting them with timelines and things like that to where it'll actually force you to want to, like, you know, you get motivated, you get inspired. When you're getting close to that deadline and you realize that you're not done what you need to do, you start kicking it up a notch. You're like, oh, I really need to hammer this home. I need to get this done. But you got to know the difference between motivation and stress. And I'm saying that to myself. BPala, when you were stressed out and you were creating content, you were creating crappy content. 2 major periods in the last like 6 months or so, I would say, or maybe 9 months. I was extremely stressed out, and it was impacting me in not just like my content, but my life overall, period. One of those moments was whenever I was in the scholarship, which was an amazing thing. So if you guys don't know, I'm affiliated with Pipeline. Pipeline is a organization that helps content creators learn how to create content and be intentional with your time and stuff like that. So I had the pleasure of winning a scholarship through them where I got some mentorships. I also got to work with the amazing team Zygo Media that's gonna edit this. Thanks, Zygo. I love working with you guys. Hope you like working with me. In this scholarship, I had to hand over 2 videos a week to them, as well as on top of had multiple meetings in a week, and I also had multiple streams in a week I was doing, and I was also trying to get my own video out in a week. I was so stressed out because at the time I was focusing on Apex content, right? So I was like, okay, well I need to hand over 2 Apex videos. And at the time I was just trying to get better at the game. I wasn't very good at it. I was still like, you know, trying to grind my way to, I think, to plat at the time. So I was still trying to get better at it. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I gotta hand this video over Monday night at the latest or something like that, or no, Sunday night at the latest, I think. I gotta have a really good stream on Sunday. So I was already putting pressure on myself, not motivating myself. I was putting unneeded stress on myself to have a good stream. Do you know how bad that is and how much like that sets you up for failure to like force yourself to like, you need to have a good stream, bro. This needs to be a great stream. You need to get content out of it. You better have a great stream. Do you know how bad that is to do? Like I was setting myself up for failure, and I did this for weeks because I was trying to meet deadlines. And then on top of it too, like I was only playing Apex, and I was like, I want to play other games, but I can't, because if I miss a week or if I miss a game where it's not a good night of streaming or whatever content, I need to make that up. So I might miss a video if I don't do it that way. So it also stopped me because I felt so pressured into this by myself. By no way, shape, or form did I feel like Pipeline or Zygo did this to me. This is all on my own. I did this to myself, and I was set myself up for failure. I was forcing myself to do something that I didn't really know if I really wanted to do at the time, like by playing Apex all the time and putting out Apex content on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I was stressed. I definitely could have taken advantage of that moment a lot more. A couple months ago, I just basically had a mental breakdown, to be honest, and I finally went to therapy. I started getting help, and I started doing journaling and stuff like that, so I've gotten better. Even too, at the time, I was putting so much stress on myself to become a diamond level player, and because I wasn't achieving that, I was like stressing myself out. For like at work, I was stressed out. At home, I was stressed out. Creating content, I was stressed out. I know, again, sorry, I know it's a lot, but again, notice when you're stressing yourself out unnecessarily and you're motivating yourself, right? Now, the flip side, to show you motivation, I just created a video on NMO, which is this right here, this beautiful piece of clothing that I'm wearing right now. I created a review video on it, and I literally pushed myself to stay up to like 2:30 in the morning or 3 in the morning to make sure everything was good. The edits were good. I got everything ready for it. I got it ready to be posted. I created the thumbnail and stuff like that. And I was motivated to do that. I didn't feel stressed. I wanted to do it. I felt very motivated. I felt excited to do it. That right there is the difference between being stressed out and not being at your best when you're creating content or just living life, and then being motivated to do that stuff and being motivated to create that content. So, and if you do feel like you're stressing yourself out too much, take a step back and take a look at it. Like, what are you doing? What could you change? What's going on? And notice before you get into that hole of, I am so stressed out of my mind, and you're like at a mental breakdown, right? So that is tip number 4. Notice stress, unnecessary stress versus motivation. Tip number 5, the final one that I got for you, is do not let fear stop you. Don't let the fear of not knowing what you want to create, don't let the fear of not knowing how to create it, right? Like not knowing how to edit. I can tell you right now, those fears stopped me from making a YouTube channel for a long time because I didn't know how I wanted to go about doing it. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I feel like fear is going to stop you from doing a lot of things. What helps me break through that is I think about the fear of missing out and not doing it. Gary Vaynerchuk, another person I draw a lot of inspiration from, he talked about a moment that he realized that like really pushed him. He would go to like a place, like an older homes place, or like assisted living, and he would see these people that basically were at a point where they couldn't start a new endeavor. And he talked to those people and he said the regret that he saw in those people's eyes about not starting something like drove him to want to succeed and drove him to want to do that. And that really hit home for me because I'm like, time is limited. Like, we don't know how much time we have. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, what's gonna happen in a week. Like, we don't know when our golden years or whatever have you are gonna be over or whatnot. I'd rather know that I put my heart and soul into everything and did my best to succeed at what I wanted to succeed at, and then failed at it, knowing that, you know what, that was maybe not the right thing for me. That was the outcome that I found, and that's fine. I'd rather that than not know if I could have done it. So I don't know if that makes sense, but don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear control you with that kind of stuff. Getting started is probably one of the hardest parts, but you can't let fear stop you. The fear of not knowing how to do it or what to do or how to go about doing it. Like, just, I hate to be that mean, guys, but just do it. Just do it. Tip number 5, don't let fear stop you. So thank you guys so much for the video, or for watching the video to this far. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the editor for editing this one. I know it's kind of long and it's a couple of different shots and stuff like that, but I appreciate you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the 500 subs. I appreciate it. This is really something that I really am gonna focus and hunker down on in 2022. And I really wanna help other creators as much as I can with like my tech knowledge, with my experience from what I've gone through as a creator. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart so much. You guys are helping me make my dreams come true with this. I hope you guys know that. Don't forget also to like, subscribe if you guys like the content, and also comment down below. What is your biggest tip, or what's the biggest takeaway from this video? What is a piece of advice you could offer to someone that might be looking for inspiration on how to get to 500 subs, or even just start? I'd really like to know that, so feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Connect me on social media, and also too, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday night, 8 p.m. EST. I would love to come talk to you live on Twitch, so come over and hang out. All my social media links would be down below. I appreciate it. All right, now I'm officially done. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.